Great. Don't argue with me about it. Got proof. The sign says it. In the bottom left.
Yeah, I guess that's proof.
Yeah, that's proof. That's empirical proof. In the bottom left, we have our Zerg player, young but deadly. His ID is
FXO Leenock.
And his opponent crushing him in game number 1. Let's see what kind of strategies he does here in game number 2. This player's ID is from
StarCraft Squirtle.
Alright, so Squirtle, of course, has gone for the really quick pylon on the low ground and the quick scout as well.
This is very common.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to forge fast expand, you generally go ahead and scout immediately so you know what they're doing so that you can actually defend if they're doing a quick pull.
This is, this is the bread and butter, PVZ opener. Your curry and naan, if you will.
Your rice and kimchi.
Your rice and kimchi, that's right. If you're American, your McDonald's burger and fries,
Your ice cream cone and chocolate chip cookie.
Yeah.
I think that's enough sweets for one day.
Yeah, I think that is. I don't like sweets.
I don't either.
I mean, I don't know. I've never had a real taste for it. I think because I worked in a candy shop, actually, when I was a kid, selling candy.
Huh? Yeah,
let me tell you something. I stole so many jelly beans from that place, man. They did not keep good inventory.
No, I guess it's hard to count all the jelly beans.
No,
I don't think I'd even want to buy jelly beans from a place that counted them all.
I just
touch every single
jelly beans, man. Well, they were like, wait a minute, there's a lot of black jelly beans in here. I'm like, I don't know. Maybe the people don't like black jelly beans.
Well, that's true.
Most people don't. You can't trust people who like black jelly beans.
No, you can't trust those people.
You absolutely cannot trust them.
Well,
I'm glad we got that out of the way.
Yeah. I'm glad that we solved the world's issues right there.
Yeah.
Leenock getting speed very quickly. This style is coming back into style of getting quick speed to go with your expansion.
Yeah, kind of the July Zerg style.
Yeah. And it's good with Leenock especially because he is a guy that will mix in a lot of aggression, but not just that. That probe juking jiving really well. And he sees that he's not mining gas, which is exactly what he wants to see because Leenock is someone who will roach or baneling all in a forge fast expand on a map like this quite often.
That's how he won MLG.
Yeah, that's true. He realized that Nano had some holes there and just abused them. Well, Squirtle is going to... After scouting no gas, Squirtle should actually feel okay. I don't think he's going to put up... He might put up one more cannon. In fact, he just threw it down as I said that. And that's just smart because speedlings are dangerous, and just speedlings alone could kill you if you have only one cannon. But he's doing a good job. And in fact, going straight into that Stargate tech.
All right, so this is going to be a different game already. But let's see, can he actually... I don't think the lings there, they cannot fit in between the pylon and the... Okay, the tree doesn't make any space for that.
It's a really good SimCity here.
Yep. So SimCity is what we refer to as the player's building setup.
Yeah, how you set your buildings up. Kind of like SimCity.
Kind of like SimCity.
You ever play that game?
Yeah, I did. I'm not crazy about it. It's just not...
Yeah, no,
I went through a phase when I was younger where I was all into, like, those kind of civilization games or... what's it called? There was a game called Caesar I really enjoyed.
Oh, I think I played that.
It was a good game. And then I think I sort of segued from there into Heroes of Might and Magic. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, those, of course.
Well, those games are actually just great. But
those were good.
And I think eventually it turned into RTS games for me.
Yeah. The Railroad Tycoon Deluxe, though, greatest game ever.
Oh, I've heard that the Railroad Tycoon games are actually quite good.
They were unfathomably good, man.
I feel like we're all supposed to be playing Minecraft, but we haven't started doing that yet.
I don't know. My brother likes it, but I haven't.
Well, everybody just says it's this awesome, excellent time vacuum that is like relaxing and rewarding, but we cast so much and play so much that
I played a game that DJ Wheat emailed me about called Air Mech this morning. It's in beta on Google Chrome.
Is it good?
It was pretty good. I don't know why I lost. I felt like I was winning, and then it told me I lost. And I was like, okay, I guess so.
As you can see, more support, excuse me, here. Go July, Party, and Squirtle Virus. Startail fighting.
Is it bad that I'm a Zerg player and I'm in love with Squirtle?
No. There's nothing wrong.
Maybe you're a Protoss that thinks he's a Zerg.
Yeah, you might be a little bit confused right now.
We don't choose the races. The races choose us.
Yeah. Sometimes people are just born that way, too.
Except me, I switch it around.
You mix it up.
Because a race can't choose me and I can't choose a race.
Yeah.
I bring my style into all races.
And guys, we got to continue to tweet at GOMTV.
And us as well.
And us as well.
Call me Tasus and Artosis.
Yes.
So right now, Squirtle adding more Void Rays. I'm so interested to see how many Void Rays he's actually going to go for here. He's going for plenty of gates. He's definitely hitting a timing. He does have 7 gates. And is he going to stop at 2 voids?
I'm really curious. He might just do a variation of sort of what we just saw, which is just this really rough timing attack.
Yeah, and in fact, Leenock does see him coming out, so we're going to see nothing but units from here on out from Leenock.
It's a little bit harder to defend this base in the bottom center. It's not...
Well, he's making spines, but it seems like they might be a little bit late. There is a Spore there to help out against the 2 Voids, because Void Ray is going to do excellently against Roaches.
Yeah.
He is going Roaches this time, which is a good thing. +1
I think he's going to be in much better shape. Now, he is supply block, though.
Yeah.
Getting that Overlord does suck.
And some pretty decent force
fields. You can see he wanted to actually force field out the entire army while he targeted down the Spore, but...
He's got to be careful. Can't lose these sentries.
He doesn't have a lot of sentries either. This is not the same thing as the previous game.
This is a good defensive setup from Leenock, really utilizing his spine crawlers.
Do you think Leenock should go around here, or...?
I think Leenock's doing it just about right now. These force fields are going to be very powerful, but beautiful burrow right there. Abusing the fact that Squirtle right now has no detection. And, his Void Ray is doing a good job, but those spine crawlers
he can actually just go around. He could actually just circumvent the spine crawlers.
And he's going for it, but that Spore Crawler doing a lot of damage as well. The Queen trying to target down a Void.
He needs to get it's really tough to call this right now.
Squirtle has a lot of units in here doing a ton of damage.
Okay, he did take out one Void Ray.
Down. Will the other
the Void Ray's charged up. Oh my God, it almost died.
It had one more hit from that Spore in it, and it just barely lived. But we don't have a lot of force fields yet, and there's a lot of Roaches and Lings in production. Thing is that Void Ray is dealing a ton of damage.
He needs to micro that back. The Queen is going to come here for the Void Ray. He's
look at that.
Microing it back.
Beautiful pullback on that Void Ray. He's got to hit that Void Ray with those Queens, and it lives up.
He gets it.
Goes down.
He gets it.
And with the amount of Lings and Roaches still coming in, not sure that Squirtle can actually win with this
he's going to have to get this hatchery fast if he wants to.
A nice burrow there. He's going to want to target down that hatch.
Yeah,
he's
get the hatch fast.
Standing on top of Roaches right now. They can't burrow, and they do, in fact, dealing a lot of damage to these Stalkers.
I actually think the Protoss can still do this.
Yeah, he may be able to. Good burrow
Yeah. Look, he could just target it down.
That is right, but he has to be careful not to lose too many of his Stalkers. Trying to kill off Roaches right now. But is that the right choice? He needs to get this hatchery.
He gets the hatchery. All right, now back.
Well done there. But his supply, not that high. His tech actually not perfect right now at home. If we actually take a look at what he has, he still has units left over. Yeah, he has a couple sentries he warped in at home. And he has gotten his Robo in this time.
Oh, man, he really needs to get these Stalkers back. Because, see, the Stalkers are faster than the Roaches.
Ever so slightly.
But the problem is the Lings keep getting in the front.
And actually, the Roaches are very quick here with that speed upgrade, able to catch them up and
he can abuse these with the sentries, so he's got to be very careful.
Yeah, this is kind of a scary situation. Even though he killed the base,
he's got the Immortals coming out.
He does. Leenock, on the other hand, doesn't look like he has actually invested into any other tech other than burrow movement. Now, he is retaking the base. He still has decent creep.
With burrow movement, I mean, maybe they'll be good at getting away from the Roach burrow. But, I think with the Immortals out, and if a well-controlled Immortal can mess up, a Roach so quickly, it's actually pretty scary.
And with that +1, of course, 55 damage to a Roach is pretty much.
See, this is what I'm talking about.
And that's a
just
rough
let
scenario.
the Immortal
You cannot let that happen. Trying to escape with those
I'm
roaches.
surprised he did not have the Observer with the army.
Yeah, you know, he made just straight Immortals to start. It looks like he wants 3 Immortals before his Observer, just because he wants to actually be able to move out.
He has 1 Observer, actually, out on the map, but it's just not with the army. Yeah.
What's he doing with it?
I don't know. Can you check? Where the hell is that thing?
No, he doesn't have one.
I swear to God, I thought I saw one.
They're invisible. You couldn't see anyway, Stasis.
I'm not a detector.
Oh, and look at this. Catching an Immortal off guard. Very nice move here by Leenock. Immortals are
but he couldn't trap him here.
And look at that. Bro movement out of there. His first Observer not done yet.
Not quite out.
Too close to the cannons, though. Does lose a few. But, okay, let's take a look at the actual state of this game right now.
Great show.
Great show.
Great show. State of the game.
Yeah. The Spire over halfway done for Leenock, and that's going to be a good tech switch, but Squirtle is getting ready for that. You know, he's continuing to upgrade his gateway units a little bit, and he is getting Blink. But the mobility of the Mutas and the fact that he's spent a lot of money on Immortals, in fact, making another Immortal, that's going to be 4 Immortals he's made total. If he switches completely into Mutaling, that's going to do pretty well against Squirtle. He is up in supply. His third base has been remade. But as soon as he, you know, the fact that he's all over the map and still being harassful, he needs to take another base as soon as his mutas start coming out. Because when the mutas come out, Squirtle has to decide, do I try to defend everything for a bit and get a better army, which is kind of what he has to do, or do I counter all in? And as that's happening, Leenock needs to take more bases because Squirtle's going to be on 3 bases.
He could snipe the Forge. Actually, this is really big.
Indeed it is. And he does get it. But
wow.
+1 armor did finish. Now, one thing to mention is there's no cannons in the main and no Forge in existence right now. So that is going to be painful because there's mutas on the way to that main base.
Getting that Forge was a lot more than just the upgrades. It was, the ability to have cannons present.
And he has no idea about the mutas right this second. He has a lot of Stalkers, but they're way out of position.
Nerds' hearts being torn apart on Twitter, as we can see here.
And here we go. The Muta's coming in right now and going after these probes. Very quick reaction speed there by Squirtle to get a lot of the probes out.
He is going to do some damage here to the main. The probes were evacuated pretty well. Whoa, he's not watching the mutas.
Yeah. A little bit sloppy there. Losing just a muta or 2,
Didn't he have Blink? I thought he could just blink on top of them.
He does, in fact, have Blink.
So that was a little bit interesting to see that he did not use that ability there.
All right, so now we have to see what is the game plan here of Squirtle. And it looks like he wants to start getting aggressive. He does have those 3 Immortals. As long as he targets on roaches.
He just keeps pushing over here. He's saying, all right, I'm going to not deal with your mutas because I have this big, scary army that your roaches cannot handle.
And, in fact, that was beautiful force fielding.
Yeah, that was really nice.
He trapped just the right amount of roaches there.
He's actually he's got a smaller supply, so this is a pretty daring move here. All right, nice. It's blocking up the Lynx here.
Too much for Squirtle right this second, I think. But the Muta's actually going for it. I do believe that the Stalker should be able to clean this up.
Yeah. The Immortals are just killing the roaches here, and more Stalkers coming in. Actually, a lot more Stalkers on the way here. And now clean up the creep.
Yeah, the supply.
I think he's going to try to just kill this base at the bottom right, or he may go for the center bottom base. A counterattack here. Now, this is... I think they're going to do a trade. I think they're going to go for a trade. He says, I don't really care about...
Base trade here could be difficult.
Well, here's the problem. There's nothing really defending here. I mean, these units at least have to attack these other units.
And look at Squirtle being very smart, getting in that natural area. It has more hatches. It has more tech. It's a more important area.
This is a much more important area.
In fact, it's where the rally points are, so that was a brilliant move by him, just skipping over a lot of the other bases.
I think Leenock was smart this game, but Squirtle's just being a little bit smarter. This is actually a really good game. He's setting everything over here, trying to get into some kind of base trade scenario. I don't know. There's 11 mutas on the map, but I think with the 7 gates, he can keep reloading Stalkers and park them by the cannons.
Well, his economy's pretty badly hurt right now. I mean, the base trade is still going on, and Squirtle's splitting up his army quite a bit. He's got to be careful about that. Wow, look at
those force fields. That is beautiful.
Muta's still trying to take everything up. There's a lot of Stalkers up here now.
This is a really tough call, but it does indeed look like because look, once you get inside that Protoss, the heart of the Protoss base, I guess that's not going to happen.
Let's not forget that, splitting up your army as Protoss is very difficult to do against Zerg because they can just get out of there. So he has fended this off. And Leenock's supply actually is well ahead now.
This is a weird game.
Yeah, it is. You know, right now we have 26 probes to 37 drones, and Leenock still has 2 hatches that have minerals at them. Whereas, of course, Squirtle, all his bases have some minerals at them. But for Zerg, it's going to be easy to really pump a bunch of drones out if he needs to.
All right, looks like that interesting little scenario is now over.
The bro movement actually coming in very handy right now.
Yeah. Does he still have the robotics facility? Because if I were Squirtle, I would have actually tried to gun that down right away.
Yeah, that's actually, it's a good thing to take out. Can really help you out.
Now, with the mutas, there's only 6, so I mean, that's not something where you're going to start trying to kill stalkers. He's basically going to try to take a few swipes at probes, and he's got to be careful.
You know, right now he is making some more mutas. They do have that +1 attack.
This is a weird game that we're seeing right here. This is not your average StarCraft II game. Remember, at least for unit count, still 2 Immortals out here.
And look at this. He's actually, Squirrel's trying to go and get something done.
He's trying to snipe the, he was trying to snipe the Stalkers, but I think the Immortals are going to be the ones that are going to be punished here.
And the Immortals will be taken out. They did a lot of damage here, but it looks like Leenock has enough to push those back. Those Stalkers actually very badly hurt right now.
This is this weird point in time where you just only have Stalkers.
Yep, this happens. You know, when you get into this bad situation, you can't get the great unit composition that you need going. So, you know, he's going to go just pure Stalker basically from here. He has some observers around as well. He needs to keep track of where the roaches are, where everything is, and stay on top of it with his very mobile Stalker force.
Okay, so this is a really interesting game. I mean, this game is, I love casting games like this because it's so cat and mouse. I think he needs observers more than Immortals, and you can see here's one now.
He does.
How many does he have on the?
He has 3 observers. So
okay.
He's basically going to keep 1 with his main army, and then he's going to have to watch which angles attacks are coming in.
It's also 37 probes to what? 37 drones to 42 probes.
So pretty close overall on that. I mean, Protoss does have a better economy, but Leenock with the better army right here, and in fact, the blink was already used for those units, so a lot of them will be taken out. More Stalkers coming from above, but this is a lot of roaches.
He's got enough Stalkers here. Not clear by the muta count dwindling down to, once again, 6. And look at that. See, this is what you can do when you get good with Blink Micro.
Yeah,
just keep blinking away.
Just so cost efficient.
I don't know if that was a good idea to attack. Okay, now you know what he wanted to do was ninja these roaches over here, pop them out later, but it's not going to happen. The observer's chasing these roaches up here. A few roaches over here doing some damage. This is actually the coolest game we've gotten to cast today.
Oh, certainly.
This is a real treat.
Yeah, Leenock still just kind of sending units everywhere. And
we'll spat my water out. There's one zealot right there at that expansion, so he can't mine with his drones.
That's actually a huge deal that he got one down there. He's going to bring back his army to actually take care of this zealot. And that really puts a hiccup in his multi-pronged aggression. He is trying to run in and do some more damage, but without that other group, you know, bringing those units to the side, there's no other place to run units in if he has all those units down taking care of a single zealot. A really nice move there by Squirtle, but right now, supplies even.
Also, bottom, the natural for Leenock is mined out.
Yes.
It's empty.
But the natural for Squirtle is pretty much empty as well. He's mining with 1 probe. His main is basically empty, so it's kind of 1 base economy versus 1 base economy right now.
Zerg trying to expand now. This is a little bit gutsy. Zerg about 10 supply behind the Protoss, but I believe Zerg is confident that if he leaves, then you know, I mean, if Squirtle leaves and the counterattack happens, and then
he's got mobility going for him, and that's it. Just mobility, and he's got to be careful because those Stalkers very mobile, as he just showed there. Almost taken out of Muta. Every single Mutalisk, so important. What will be very important in a second here is what you mix for units, and it's going to be more Mutas. A good choice indeed.
Oh, got the Overseer. Very nice.
If he can actually get his Mutalisk count nice and high, keep them alive, he can keep Squirtle in his base a lot longer, and Squirtle's just eventually going to have to say, okay, I have enough units to just end this. And that actually might be coming up, because at this point, he has a good 18 Stalkers in his army, and a lot of sentries. Oh my god, does he have a lot of sentries? He's had a lot of gas worked up, so
I think he wants to totally abuse Guardian Shield and Force Field. I think he's noticed this guy's getting a lot of lings.
Look at this army, man. The force fields should take care of the roaches and lings, and the stalkers should take care of everything else. If they do a direct engagement, 100% Squirtle wins.
I actually think Squirtle's plan is to actually go to the heart of the Zerg's base. Because I don't care about this other base that has money.
He's trying to catch pieces of the army here.
Yeah, and it might actually work.
If he can actually catch the army, he will crush it. The army of Leenock is just quick. That's all it's got going for it.
This is an amazing game. I'm loving this.
Well, we get to see, the strengths of these two races go at it.
Now he's splitting it up. He says, I have enough stalkers here that your mutas actually, even though they won't kill them, I'm going to get their numbers low enough that they can't kill my base. Meanwhile, a terrifying army of, I've lost count of how many sentries are headed down towards the expansion. A big counterattack coming up here. They're both trying to exchange, and I'm not actually sure I don't know what the hell's going on right now.
Well, Leenock's trying to do a counterattack, but does he have enough? A lot of mutas and
it's going to come down to the mutas over here.
I don't know.
He's sending some of his army back over here.
And roaches as well.
What do we have over at the expansion hatchery?
Well, Leenock's natural is totally dead. But can he actually take out the rest of this army coming up? There's a lot of sentries coming, man, and Leenock just does not have enough left. He is down by 30 supply right now.
This is an amazing game, by the way. I am in love. All right, now look at this. Going right for the Spire. Next will be the Roach Warren and/or Spawning Pool.
Leenock continuing to stay mobile, but he's not going to be able to even produce the right units anymore.
Yeah, this I believe is a checkmate move. He actually, he's going to reset the Zerg tech tree. I think the mutas can't even get back in time to save even the layer, or it's a layer, yes.
There's still 15 sentries out and 25 stalkers against a measly 25 lings and 13 mutas.
Oh, now watch this. He can just regroup.
This is not going to work out for
Squirtle played really well.
Yeah, Squirtle.
This is actually one of the best games we've seen in a while. That's it, GG.
And Leenock cannot run around anymore. Squirtle.
That was technical.
Yeah. Very well played.
I love Cat. That's actually been one of the best games this entire season.
Yeah, it was a treat, man. I love the unit composition.
That was one of the best games this year.
The late game unit composition that Squirtle went with. He's like, well, I have a lot of gas. I'm going to go ahead and make a ton of sentries go with this because they're actually going to be useful in this situation. Forget Immortals. Mortals are slow. Immortals are silly.
Yeah, mutas can snipe them.
Yeah. But great choices by both players there. Squirtle going to go ahead and take the first spot in the round of 16. Leenock will await the winner of Nada and his Terran opponent, MMA.
And I do not see Nada getting out of that one.
It's hard to see, man. Leenock really outclassed him last time. So even if Nada can get past MMA, who is MMA, then he has to go against Leenock again.
Yeah.
That's rough.
That was not exactly a base trade scenario at first. It was like a situation where they were both trying to impose a base trade, but both players were actually managing to, barely hold it off with just the right number of units. I loved the way that he kept the muta count low enough that even though, for instance, like the mutas come in, right, there's like a dozen of them. Well, he'll have he'll make just about 9 stalkers so that way, yes, the mutas win the fight, but then the muta number's been lowered down enough you can't kill off the Protoss base in time.
If you continually chip away at mutas, they lose a lot of their power, a lot of their fright. It was just a really well-played game by both sides. Quite a pleasure. But our next one, Nada against MMA. How will that go?
I think MMA will win.
Well, MMA obviously has been someone who has just crushed people TVT. He almost never loses. But Nada, with his StarCraft 1 experience, I want to see what he's going to bring to the table here.
Well, we're going to find out soon after this 5-minute break, so please stay tuned. Tasteless and Artosis here at the GSL code S.
Standing at the crossroads now, and we can't back down, 'cause there's nothing left worth saving. Standing at the crossroads now, and we can't back down, 'cause there's nothing left worth saving. Need to close that door,
Roach. Packy. Roach. Packy. Packy.
Leaves the game with a GG. It's like a broken taillight, 'cause you can't see behind. It takes someone to pass you and pull you aside. I thought I'd keep driving